Paul from the Studioettes. In this video, I'm going to show you how I layer up guitar tracks in a song. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to play the first guitar part now. So the first part is all going to be played with the root on the A string. So we're going to be playing a C, then up to a G, to a D minor, to an F. Now I'm only going to be playing the root, the fifth, and the octave of the root on these chords, as all of the other intervals are going to be covered on some of the other guitar parts. So the part I'm going to be playing is this. Okay, now I want this guitar part to be slightly more gnarly to really fit in the mix. So I'm going to turn on a boost pedal for this. And I can adjust the gain here as well. And we're just going to give it a little bit of edge. Okay, let's go for take one. Okay, let's move on to take two. While the Telecaster, which is on take one, is quite a bright sounding guitar, this is quite a dark sounding guitar. And what I'm going to do with take one, which is the Telecaster, is to pan it over to the left, and the PRS is going to be panned over to the right. And I'm going to be playing slightly different chords. So before, where I played the C chord on the A, up to a G, the D minor to the F, all on the A string, this time I'm going to play it all on the E string. So we're going to go down for the G chord, up for the D, and then down for the F. So we start to get slightly different octaves in the sound. And I'm also going to be using a completely different amplifier for this. So let's go for take two and see what happens. So now, because we're playing distorted chords, sometimes the intervals on the guitar can sound a bit clashy. So what we're going to do now is to fill in the other intervals with different guitars and different guitar sounds. So let's go and do that. Okay, so the third guitar part, this is where things start to get a bit more interesting. So the first chord we're playing is a C. Now, a C major chord, a C major triad, is made up of three notes. A C, which is the first, an E, which is the third, and a G, which is the fifth. So that's how we get this sound. So what we're going to be doing now, as they're distorted guitars, is to play those thirds and fifths on other guitar parts. So I'm going to be moving this part about a little bit just to make it slightly more interesting. So as I said, first part's a C, so we go third of C is E. Now my next note that I'm going to be playing is a B, and I need to find a way of getting down to that. So I'm going to go past the C, down to the B. Now I'm going up to the F, and then to an A. Okay, let's record the part. I should say on this I picked a different guitar, and again a different amp and different sounds. So it's going to sound slightly different. With this guitar part, I'm going for something that's going to cut through the mix. So I don't want it too distorted, I just want it to cut through. So let's go for the part. Okay, now let's move on to track 4. The next part I'm going to be recording is something using a completely different guitar, which is a Gretsch. And I'm going to be switching in some effects onto this as well. I've listened back to the track and I've started to find it's a little bit too rock sounding. I just want to sweeten up the top end. So I'm going to put in a high part onto this and I'm going to add some effects onto it. And I'm going to use some modulated delays. So let's switch on the modulated delays here. Here's the sound without. And here's the sound with. Okay, so let's go back to my track. Now, I know that I'm playing a C chord, so I'm thinking about the chords all the time when I'm trying to figure out these parts. See, that will fare over the C chord. It goes up to the G chord, over the G, D minor chord, over the F. So all this part is going to be doing is just to sweeten up the top end to make it sound less like a rock song. So let's try the part and let's see what happens. So after I put down all the parts, I'll be mixing all the parts. So I'll be adjusting the EQs and the balance and the panning just to make it all fit perfectly in the mix. But the next thing we need to do is record the vocals, and I'll wait till the vocals come back to me before I start doing that to the guitars. So I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I hope you guys got something out of that, and join us next time. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and push that little bell button and you'll be notified of any future videos. Okay, thanks for watching. Cheers.